Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to showcase my endgame Bobo Stamina Sorcerer build for the Lost Depths DLC patch. This build is capable of pulling over 112k on the parse dummy and is viable for most group content. For this build, I'll be optimizing it for the highest DPS possible, hence mythics and trial gear will be included. This build is meant to be used in organized group content, most notably trials and dungeons. Anyways, here we go. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a stamina. And I'm running the Thief Mundus. For the race, Dark Elf. I think Dark Elves have some of the best passives for stamina DPS. For consumables, for the food, we're going to be prioritizing using RTM takeaway broth for any hard content. A cheaper and almost as good alternative would be Dubious Cameron Throne. And lastly, if you're parsing or need more sustain, then Lava Foot Soup and Salt Rice is always the go-to. For the potions, we're just going to be using standard essence of weapon power. Reason is we don't have access to any of these buffs. Make sure you have 3 points in a medicinal use from the alchemy skill line to fully benefit from the full duration of the potions. For CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Exploiter, Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, and Wrathful Strikes. For Exploiter, swap it out for crit damage CP if you need more crit damage and content. For the red tree, we're going to be running Boundless Vitality and Rejuvenation. Fortified and Bloody Renewal are your flex spots, so if you need something else, feel free to swap them out. So for the gear, we're going to be running 5 pieces of Pillar Nerd paired with 5 pieces of Reliquin, 1 piece Harpooners, 1 piece Crags, and 1 piece Black Rose Prism Bow. So breaking it down in the main hand, we have a Pillar Nerd Bow and Precise with a flame damage enchant. On the back bar, a Black Rose infused with a weapon damage enchant. For the head, we have 1 piece Crags in medium traded in Divines with a max dam enchant. For the body, we have 5 pieces of Reliquin, all traded in Divines with max dam enchants as well. And for the legs, we have 1 piece Harpooners and Divines with a max dam enchant. And for the jewelry, we have 3 pieces of Pillar Nern, all traded in Bloodthirsty with weapon damage enchants. For the skills, we're going to be running Daedric Prey, Lethal Arrow, Crystal Fragments, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Greater Storm Atronach. On the back bar, Magnum Shot, Endless Hail, Lightweight Beast Trap, Volatile Familiar, Twilight Tormentor, and Power Overload. So for the rotation, we're going to be keeping up all of our dots dynamically, meaning we're going to prioritize Magnum Shot, Endless Hail, Daedric Prey, Lightweight Beast Trap, and Volatile Familiar. And then we don't have any dots to recast, use your Lethal Arrow as your spammable. And then Crystal Fragments is there to only use when it procs. You can cast your Twilight Tormentor once during your pre-buff stage, but you shouldn't recast it. Use your Greater Storm Atronach whenever it's ready. And Power Overload is there to ult dump when you're parsing. So for closing thoughts, first up we have gear alternatives. So if you want to replace Reliquin or Pillar on the body, you can also go Coral Riptide. It is another option. It will hit a little bit lower than Reliquin, but it'll give you a lot more AoE damage. And if you do want more AoE damage, you can always replace Lethal Arrow with Silver Shards as well for extra AoE. Other good sets would be Order's Wrath, Whirl of Depths, Zovgin if you need another bar slot, and Kinra. So next up is for your bow. On your back bar, instead of running Black Rose, you can opt to run Maelstrom or Dragonstar. They both have their pros and cons, but I personally like Dragonstar a lot, especially if the fight is mobile. In terms of Harpooners and Crags replacements, you can just go straight monster set. Stormfist, Kiarnar, and Maul are all solid options. I think Maul might be the best for this particular build. And lastly, if you want to keep the Mythic combo and you don't want to run Harpooners or you can't, then Death Dealer or Mora would be a good alternative as well. And I think that wraps it up. Thanks for watching the video as always, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, or better yet, come join our Discord. My website is now available to the public, and I'll try my best to update it for every build I make. Furthermore, I'd like to get into content creation full time, so I've started a channel membership for those who would like to help support me. One added perk is that members get build request priority. Both of the links will be in the description. And lastly, if you feel like the builds have helped you in any way, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks again for watching. Attached is a parse and outfit section, and see you in the next one.